Hey, what's up, Andrew? Quick demo video for you for a little something different today. This is your Star Wars blaster, custom made by Nevin Varner over at Space Junk Sabers. I've spent the last couple weeks installing this guy very slowly because I've never done one of these before. But I'll just give you a close-up. So this was made completely by Nevin, and then Christopher Royal over at Royal Custom Armory, he actually did the etching on the two shrouds here. So this guy, and then this, he put the numbers over here too, like a serial number for the blaster. This thing's pretty awesome, man. I installed this with a Plecter Labs Blastercore Soundboard. That thing is pretty huge, but it was very difficult to fit everything in here, but I did it. This has a 22 millimeter KR, it's a KR Sabers speaker way in the back here. It does have a static battery with a recharge port, so your recharge port is right here. I did have to add an auxiliary switch right here. And then of course your main trigger will be your actual trigger on the blaster right here. As far as these wires running into the Saber, the black and red wire is just for aesthetics. These wires are for your switches. So I tried to cover them up with some shrink tube, but the only way to get to the board was to go around the speaker and through the outside and back into the barrel so that I could get to the board, right? And I think that's how it was designed by Nevin anyway, is to do that. So that's what we did. So install wise, I mean, the speaker went in first. It sits all the way back. Let me point it over here. It sits all the way back here, about right here. Then I came in, I installed the recharge port, and then wired everything in line. And I did that without taking this guy apart. I did not have a screwdriver long enough to reach back here so that I could take the barrel out. So it was a very interesting build for me because I had to build from the back out, and then I wasn't able to access the internals, but I got it right. I went through about 6 different versions of my chassis design to make sure that I got it right. And then everything is set the way it should be. And then you have a blue LED that flashes with your blaster. The Plecter Labs Blastercore board comes with 6 sound fonts on it already. So you have 6. What you do to get to each sound font is when when the blaster is on, you just hold down your auxiliary button, and I'll go through all that with you, but you'll hear it cycle through your sound fonts, and then each blaster sound font sounds a little different, right? So what we want to do is just come in here, over here, and pull your kill key. Now all your noise comes through here. This is your sound venting. That's what was the tricky part of my chassis, is I had to have enough chassis to hold the sound, or the soundboard, but it had to be open enough to let all the sound from back here travel all the way up and through. So when we press that trigger, now if you just tap it, that emulates you reloading the weapon. My apologies. You need to just tap the auxiliary to get to the next sound font. Holding down the auxiliary is what emulates reloading the weapon. So if you were to have install this in a rifle per se, right? Tap it again. And that's what we've got. I'm still playing with this. I've never installed one of these. I'm gonna throw the kill key in it real quick. I've never installed one of these boards before or even gotten to play with them. So apologies for mixing that up earlier. So yeah, to get to cycle through your sound fonts, you just tap on your auxiliary button, which I placed right here. I made a holder for this tack switch and put it in this place right here. So it's up and out of the way from the profile of the blaster, but it's easy enough to tap. This is installed with an 18350 battery. If you were to have all the bells and whistles that this soundboard can do on like a full-size blaster, they actually recommend running two 18650s in parallel. But because I'm only really powering the speaker and the one LED that I put in front of the blaster, I went with an 18350, and that's all that could fit in the sky anyway. Yeah, I mean, this was a super tight cram food job, but I'm hoping that you like the way it turned out. This is really cool. I don't ever get to do these. I think this is the first. Holding down the aux, okay, like I said, will act like you're reloading the weapon, and then there's actually one of them on there that acts like the weapon is jammed. So you'll press the button, but it won't do anything, and that is actually part of the soundboard and the features. If you need me to send you a link to the manual, I'll be happy to do that. I've spent quite a bit of time reading up on this guy just so that I could learn to wire it right, which was actually pretty easy to wire. I just wanted to learn about, the actual board that I was putting in. So let me know if you got any questions, man, because that's basically your blaster. And if everything looks good to you, I'll actually be sending this and the saber that I've been holding on that's installed for you over to Nevin before it goes out to you. So yeah, let me know if you got any questions. Thanks.